welcome to Lauren Reed Color. Thanks so much for joining me today. Well, another month has just flown by and it's time for a completed pages video. This time it's for June 2026, but before I get into all of my completed pages, I thought I would show you some stats for the month in my coloring journal. So let me just find the page. Here we go. So I completed 7 pages, of which 5 were single and 2 were double page spreads. I am doing so well with my double page spreads this year. I really wasn't expecting it, and I'm enjoying it very much. I had 4 buddies, 3 were individual and 1 was in a group. I colored 7 books because 7 pages, 7 books. I don't tend to color more than 1 page per book per month. Anyway, so I colored in 6 books that I've colored before and 1 untouched book. As you can see, I actually didn't think I was going to finish that page, so I had put a slash but then changed it to a 1 because I did finish it. So yay to me. I colored 16 prompts. I was inspired by 2 tutorials. I started the month with 7 whips and now I have 5. 1 is a finished whip and the other is in a book that I destitched. So I have erased that whip from my numbers. I have 111 books in my collection. I have some books that I have purchased and they are winging their way to me, but I'm not adding them to my collection numbers until they actually arrive. So that's why it's still 111. I got some lovely new followers on Instagram. Thank you to everyone who likes and comments on my posts. I really love seeing what you write and make sure to reply to you all. I also have some lovely new subscribers on on YouTube. And I am really, really, really pleased that you enjoy the channel and the content. And again, I love seeing all of your comments. I had some great views on YouTube, some good watch time, and I uploaded 9 videos. And then I have also noted my engagement rate. These are just stats that I keep for myself to basically compare month by month and see what happens. But so that's just for me. Anyway, so let's get going with the completed pages. For the first completed page, we are staying with the coloring planner because every month I color a page in this planner. So I purchased these cute little plant vignettes from Go2Pop on Etsy. I printed them out on sticker paper and stuck them into my planner, and then I color one every month. And I color them using Castle Arts pencils because after doing a paper test, I realized they were the best pencils for this paper. It's very smooth paper, and also because it's sticker paper, when you press, it sort of indents a bit, and the Castle Arts are just firm enough and just soft enough to deal with the smooth paper and that sort of give that the paper has. So I really love the way this has come out. I like the shine that I got on my background and the summery color palette that I used, and it was really fun. These are such quick and fun little images to color at the beginning of each month. They warm me up for the rest of the month. So that is my page in my coloring journal. The first coloring page in a book is in Enchanted Forest by Johanna Basford, and this was a buddy color with the delightful Christine from Sync Colors. Christine and I have been coloring in this book for a little while already, and we've completed quite a few pages together, but the one that we did for June is this one. Okay, let me just remove this. I have this because I used oil pastels. Okay, so this is the page. I called it Down the Rabbit Hole because we have the bunny and the maze into his rabbit hole, and I'm assuming that he's going to take the trip through the maze to get to his burrow. Let me just put Christine's page up on top of this one so that you can see her masterpiece. I love this page. I love the silhouette. I love that because the ground is all black, that the maze itself glows, and Christine managed to get such a gorgeous gradient sky with, I think she said she used gel crayons, and she is much better at using those than I am. Yeah, so yeah, that was a really beautiful page by Christine. Now let's talk about mine. If you've been watching my Saturday Snippets videos, you sort of saw the progression of this page over the last few weeks. But what did I do? I first put down a layer of Neocolor 2s. Before I discuss that, let me just show you the inspiration image. So I got this inspiration image from Pinterest, and I wanted to get that sort of color scheme, but mainly for the bluish to greenish gradient sky. So yeah, that was my inspiration. Anyway, back to what I used. I used Neocolor 2 as a base. Then I used Spectrum Noir color blend pencils. Those pencils have a really waxy texture to them, but they're kind of soft. So I decided I needed to darken it up. And because I had already put wax down, I couldn't use a water medium. So I decided that I would try oil pastels for my very first time. I have 2 sets of oil pastels, and I've never used them before. I always had this thing in my mind that they'd be dirty and messy and difficult to use, but I decided, yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. There was already wax down on the page because of those pencils, so I just, decided to go for it, and I'm really pleased. It was a lot of fun to use them. They weren't nearly as messy as I thought they would be. I just kept a wet wipe next to me to wipe off my hands. I did do everything with my fingers. So I put down the oil pastel and then smudged it all with my finger to get a nice blend, and I think it worked beautifully. So I did that both for the background of the sky and for the ground of the maze. So it is Neocolor 2 base, Spectrum Noir pencil, and then oil pastels. And then what I did for the maze, I smudged some of the oil pastel into the maze and then outlined with a white gel pen, and it got this really nice metallic texture or look to it. And then I colored all of the other elements on the page. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed experimenting, and I will definitely be using oil pastels more in my coloring books. Yeah, so that is that page. I'm just going to put this back because I don't want any smudging, even though I think that once oil pastels dry, yeah, nothing comes off. But I will keep the page just in case. So that's my page in Enchanted Forest by Johanna Basford. My next buddy is in Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. This was with the lovely Tiku from Tiku's Coloring Corner. I really enjoyed my buddy color with Tiku. We chatted a little bit and we shared progress pictures, and it was a lot of fun. So let me just show you Tiku's version. Tiku has gone for this really gorgeous summer palette with the oranges and the pinks and the yellows, and I love her little flowers around the border. That was just inspired. Yeah, so Tiku's page is lovely. Let's move on to mine. So here we go. One moment. Let me just get the page. Right, so this is my version. I used Polychromos pencils for almost everything. So it's Polychromos for the water, the flowers of the foxgloves, I think this is supposed to be some sort of straw, the leaves, and the white flowers, and then some of the elements do have watercolor base. So I used Faber-Castell Art Grip Aquarelle pencils to base the irises, and I used Inktense to base the bird, and I also used Inktense to base the tree, and then I shaded with Polychromos pencils. I've always felt that Polychromos pencils work beautifully on this paper. I've done other pages in this book with Polychromos. Let me show you one other that I did with Polychromos. This one's also Polychromos. So the Polychromos really work beautifully on this paper, but I did want to get a base layer under the irises and the tree, because if you put light pencils on top of watercolor, the white is a little bit more apparent, and I really wanted to get the white highlights in the irises and the tree, and so that's why I put down the watercolor base. Yeah, so this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed coloring this page very, very much, and I think it might even be my favorite page of the month. It might come in a very close second to another page that I will show you. Yeah, so yeah, that is my page in Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. My third buddy color is in Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosannes. This was also a group buddy. I think I need to update my journal. I did 2 group buddies. Anyway, so this was a buddy with Amanda from Color Me Tartan. We were actually going to do a different page. We were going to do a portrait page in Seasons, but then Amanda contacted me and said she wasn't in the mood for that page, and that was perfectly fine with me. And then we were chatting and we discovered that we both wanted to do the page for the group, the Mythomorphia group on Instagram, and so we decided to buddy color on that one as well. The group is buddy is for June and July, and I think that Amanda and I are the only ones who've actually finished the page so far. It was a really quick buddy and a really quick double page spread. So it is this. It is the Basilisk page in Mythomorphia, and I loved coloring this page. But before I talk about it, let me show you Amanda's version. So here's Amanda's Basilisk. I really love her palette. The browns and the blues work so wonderfully together, and she's got a really good glow going on her Basilisk. She even told me that she put some glitter on it. She did something to make it shine. I highly recommend you watch her completed pages video where she explains what she did with her page. Yeah, so that was a really fun buddy. We shared a lot of progress pics and chatted along about all sorts of different things as well, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, so let me talk now about what I did with my page. So I used a lot of water mediums. I started off by doing a background with Neocolor 2s. I waited for it to dry, and then I took Winsor & Newton Cotman watercolor in burnt sienna, and I drew in extra trees. So I painted in the extra trees. I waited for it to dry. I darkened up some elements, and that was the background. So the background is completely water mediums. There's no pencil on it at all. And then I started working on the rocks. The rocks are based with Derwent Inktints, and then they are shaded with Polychromos. The trees are just Inktints. I didn't do any shading with any pencil because I think that the Inktints really worked well, and it sort of gets the shine from the background. And then I based the Basilisk with Neocolor 2s and shaded with Castle Arts pencils. I think that the waxiness of the Castle Arts was better for large sections of the Basilisk's body. And then I put some glitter. I'm not sure you can see it, but there is some glitter on. Oh, there we go. You can see some of it. I don't know. Some of it gets picked up and some not. But there is glitter on it, believe me. And finally, I based the little snakes with Derwent Inktints and then shaded with Castle Arts as well. And I really love the way my Basilisk came out. The color scheme was suggested by the assistant. She looked at the background. I did the background, and then I didn't know what color to do the Basilisk. I was really thinking of doing it either purple or teal, but my assistant said to me that I use those colors far too much in my coloring pages, and she said I should go with red, and it was inspired. So thank you very much to the assistant for choosing the color of the Basilisk. Right, so let me just put this back. I'm putting this to protect it so the glitter doesn't rub off onto the other side. Okay, so that is my page in Mythomorphia. My other group buddy is in Mythographic Dragonspell by Joseph Katzenbang. This group on Instagram chooses one page each month to color, and I am so proud of myself that I have actually managed to keep up with all of the pages. And I think this time it was the 14th page or the 13th page, because I've colored one page before I joined the group. So it's 13 pages because we've been coloring since the book was published last May. Anyway, the page for June is the Sea Serpent page. Yeah, I enjoyed coloring this one a lot. First off, I started off by basing with alcohol marker, and in my coloring red flags video, you see how I do that if you want to see it or watch my coloring red flags. And then I left it for a while. I was really busy with my other buddies, so I just left it. And then, I think last week, I realized that if I wanted to finish the page, I needed needed to get moving, and so I did. And I decided that I was going to use Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. So the first thing I did was I took 2 shades of blue and I put it in the background, and then there was still some grainy texture, so I took some odorless mineral spirits and blended it out, and then I waited for it to dry, and then I started to color in the smaller elements, the seagrass and the coral, and the page really took on a serious ugly duckling look, and it was demotivating me. I was really not eager to continue coloring the page, and so I decided I needed to stop coloring the small elements and color the dragon. And I was hoping that if I did that, I would be more motivated, and yes, it worked. So I colored the dragon, got my nice glow, colored in the other smaller elements, and then I was left with the oyster shell. And I decided to go for this muted beigey brown color because I didn't want it to overshadow the serpent. And I'm happy with the results. I think it's a gorgeous page. Nevertheless, it's not my favorite page in this book. I think that I have colored nicer pages, but I do like the end result. Yeah, as you can hear, I'm convincing myself. Okay, so that was my page in Mythographic Dragonspell by Joseph Katzenbang. Next is my page in Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. This is a project book for me, and later on in the month I will be filming and posting a video showing you all of the pages and the work that I have done in my project books this year. So keep an eye out for that video. So this is also a page for the Hannah Carlson group on Instagram, but I'm not considering it a buddy because I didn't color any of the pages that were selected by the group. There were pages chosen, but I decided to color one of the prompts instead. So the prompt was insects or butterflies, and so I decided to do a page that I had ruined and needed to be fixed up. So this is the page that I decided to do, and this is the inspiration palette from Sarah Renee Clark's Color Cube. So what happened? Many months ago, I colored this page, and I used watercolor paint with quite a bit of water, which means I had some serious bleed through. This was before I had decided to color all of the backgrounds in this book, different shades of blues, greens, and teals, and I had instead decided that I was going to put a black frame around it, and when I eventually got to coloring it, color it like one of those antique displays where you have butterflies and moths pinned to a board, framed, and then put up on the wall. So that was my original idea. But then, of course, I decided to have my blue backgrounds, and I needed to work out what I was going to do. I was concerned that the black frame would really interfere with that, but I actually think it's worked out pretty well. I based everything first with, I colored the butterflies and the moths first. I based them with Derwent Inktense and then shaded with Castle Arts, and I also put some shiny metallic paint, which yes, I think is showing up. And then I needed to do the background. Now, my original idea was to use those oil pastels that I had used in the Johanna Basford book, but I decided then that I didn't want to do that. So instead, I put down a layer of Neocolor 2s, and it had really given it this nice glow. So then I did my own do-it-yourself distress ink technique. I put watercolor mixed with glycerin onto a palette, mix them together, and then with an applicator, I apply it onto the page, similar to using distress inks, and then I put some white gel pen to make some sparkles and dots and other embellishments, and I love the end result. It came out beautifully. I'm really happy with it, and I'm happy that I managed to rescue this page, which was not looking at all good. So that is the page that I did in Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. My last completed page is the whip that I completed under the wire, and it is in Johanna Basford's Rooms of Wonder, and it is the inside cover flap, the Rustic Keys page. So I colored this. So first of all, let me talk about what I'm doing with this book. This book is my whip book. So I'm going to be coloring in this book whenever it, suits my fancy. Whenever I have the urge, I will just color a little bit at a time. I do not have any plans to actually finish pages, but I will be starting pages. I'm actually going to be starting quite a few pages in this book during the month of July because I am doing a combination of the page hopping and color the 30 days challenge that was going around in June. Instead, I will be coloring 31 days 31 pages for 31 minutes. If you're interested in seeing what I'm going to be doing with this book, there's a video up on the channel explaining it, and I will also have updates throughout the month showing you what I have done each week with this book. But I digress. Let's go back to the keys. So I colored these keys. I started, and I think it was the middle of May last month, and I colored a little bit at a time. So I colored a key here and a key there, and I slowly progressed through the page, and I used Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils completely because I had the Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils out for my Crocodiles on the Sandbank page from last month, and they were readily at hand, and they worked really well on this cardstock. So yeah, it worked beautifully. I'm not sure that they'll work as well on the other pages, the other paper, even though it's nice and thick and got some tooth to it. It's typical Johanna Basford paper, so I'm thinking Pablo's might work on it because they worked in the Enchanted Forest book. Anyway, never mind. Don't let me get rambling. So this is the page that I finished in Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. So those are all of the pages I did this month. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Stay tuned for all of the things that I have planned for the month of July, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye for now.